I realize nowadays people want to be more productive. They want to improve their health. They want to have more money and a lot of another things. And these same people are looking for a solution to their problems, and many of them could be solved only with the correct habit. So think about it. If you have a good habits, it will probably make them better. And if you have bad habits, I believe there is no technology capable of helping you. And nowadays, for you to focus 100% on something are you doing, I say it is a little complicated with so many things and technologies that we have around us. For example, you open your email and there are 10,000 emails in your inbox. You pick up your cell phone and there are a bunch of message notifications and you don't know what to respond to first. So what I do, I always like to plan what I'm going to do during my day the day before. So I prepare my mindset and I tell you, I don't have always my day exactly the way I had planned. And this ends up stressing me out from time to time. But some things happen in my day that are not in my control. And I just have to deal with these things and I can't let it get me down. A lot of times it's all psychology. The things that make you more effective during your day or not, or the things that make you more productive or not, it's 100% psychology and emotions. Let's think here. Everyone has different routine during the day. Everyone has a plan and does different things throughout our work and project. Whether to learn a new language or to be more productive, it doesn't matter. Whenever we want to focus on something, small other distractions will appear, taking our focus away from what is important in our lives. And there is a mentality that you adopt and ingrain in yourself to do these things and feel good about it. In other words, this mentality will make you advance toward your goal. There is something very interesting called priority. The question is, are you prioritizing your projects? For many people, something badly needs to happen first for that person to realize that they cannot continue wasting time. A good example of this is when a person stays at a job for a year and that person doesn't see the years passing by, and every time that person gets home, they just spend months and years procrastinating and wasting time on things that didn't take them anywhere. And suddenly that person is fired from work and they realize that if they use their free time to focus on setting up their own business or doing anything else that would change their life, it would be very different. I like to think of it like a diamond is made, which means that your project and your focus should be the same, because from the enormous pressure exerted on the elements of the earth, if you reshape things a little and again, you get that little of element control. You can create something really magical out of it very quickly. This is why you see people advancing in business and getting rich very quickly, because they put pressure in themselves to do whatever it takes to achieve without mercy and excuses. And this works for anything you're doing. And you realize that a few decisions we make every day make a huge change down the road. Anyway, when you want to be more productive, you need to focus on what you want to be productive about. You don't need to be productive in everything you do. There are some things in your life that you don't necessarily need to spend so much energy on. Well, productivity involves a structure of optimization, automation, and outsourcing. And we need to understand what productivity is in its essence. And I think a lot of people lose focus on being more productive, because for me, being more productive is just producing more. Whenever you want to know if you are producing more or not, ask yourself, in the last few days, have I learned something new? Or has the work I had to do progressed? But of course, sometimes depending on what you're doing isn't necessarily the goal. So let's focus here. Productivity is producing more. But if you are just talking about producing more, that's fine. But there is actually something I like more than productivity, and that is efficiency, and even more, effectiveness. Therefore, if productivity is producing more, then efficiency is producing more, with less effort. Therefore, more production for less effort. It's a kind of formula. When we are really focused on something, if you have an extra hour a day, you'd probably still want to do as much as you can. So, being more productive with less effort means you will need to work less and think more. Because it's 80/20. You need to take some time to think about your project and see if what you're doing daily is going to give you the results you want. And at the end of the day, we want to be as effective as possible. Because if productivity is producing more and efficiency is producing more with less, then effectiveness is producing the right things. And the right things can mean something very different to each person. The right thing might be the thing that make you famous. The right thing may be the one that provides more income or creates more jobs. And again, we will be able to figure that out through this process and identify what your priority is. But that's what I'm trying to get at. How can we be as effective as possible so that we achieve everything we want? Well, there is something that I discovered that is very interesting and is based on 3 pillars: optimize, automate, and outsource. This order is very important because people often try to outsource first or try to automate a process that has not yet become more efficiency. So it's really necessary to start with optimization by working on what we can automate. And then if there's anything left, that's when we look at outsourcing. So first you need to optimize, then automate, and then outsource. By following this sequence, you will have more productivity in your project. So we have to start with optimization. And with optimization, I'm talking about tracking and identifying a process. It seems simple, but the average time for us to do something, be it paying a bill or going to buy something, is actually around 21 steps. And if you think about it, this is not unreasonable because you receive a bill or it's a digital bill and you have to give it to your accountant or you have to go to the bank's website and pay. There are many steps involved. Most people would just say, well, that's how I've always done it. But this is a shortcut that our brain uses to save energy, and it doesn't allow us to identify the things in the process that we shouldn't be doing. So we start with optimization, which is just a lie. After doing this, we have to figure out a way how we can automate our project. And with automation, all I care about is something you can set and forget. Just that and nothing more. In other words, something that will work automatically. A system that will work 24/7 will never get sick, complain, or make mistakes, and is completely scalable. They are often free or very cheap. You need to find some type of trigger in action that will automate part or all your process. Once we optimize and then automate, this is the first time you want to see how you can outsource it to some kind of specialist that you need on your project. So, when we think about being more productive, we have to think about these details because if you don't follow this structure, you simply aren't preparing yourself for success. And you can apply this framework to any of these challenges that may arise in your life or your business. So if you can, I just want you to stop for a moment and take a piece of paper and a pen and write down what your why and your goal. Why are you going to this challenge? Or why are you in this project? Why are you trying to be more productive and effective first? Think about something in the last few months that was great for you, something that made you proud, and then take a second to think about why that made you proud and why it was important. Then think about what you can do to take the next step to move this forward. This really could be your why and the key to being more productive, so you can focus on what's important. In other words, what you're trying to do that will drive the things that make you inherently happy and proud. Well, one thing I realized is that when you really focus on something that you know will bring you results and you also know what to do, you only need 1 hour a day to move your project forward. Most people think that for you to be more productive and more focused, you need to spend hours and hours sitting in front of the computer, but 1 hour a day is enough when you know what to do. What's the point? If you have a lot of time to do something but don't even know where to start, it makes sense. So, think about this when you want to be more productive and do something with mastery. Well, in this video, I showed you some practical tools you can use in your project from now on. If you have applied something I said in this video, comment below on what you want to be more productive about. Don't forget to leave a like on this one and get ready for the next video.